What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. You know how we do, man. We out and about. We out here getting to the bag, taking care of business, not missing on anything, closing on properties, running up the numbers, and making sure that we create even newer businesses with the bag chasers. If you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you tap in with a group of people that is going in the direction that you would like to be going in, because trust me, you have no clue what type of direction that we going in right now. Everything is up, winning on every level. In the middle of a recession, we building businesses, which kind of brings me to my point. Okay, let's get it. We don't move out of fear. We move out of abundance, right? When everybody else is pivoting based off of what they think the economy is going to do, we're trying to anticipate exactly what's going to happen long term, right? And that's the mindset of a winner. That's the mindset of a person that can capitalize off of everybody else's fear. And let's be clear, that's the goal. The goal is to eat when everybody else is hungry. The goal is to pull back and then fast when everybody else is eating. Do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. When everybody is going left, you make sure you go right. Or you don't make sure you go right immediately. You anticipate why they're going right or why they're going left. And then you try to figure out how you can go right and beat them to wherever their destination is, so then you can sell them what it is that they need on the flip side of it. Being a business person, trust me, is not about how smart you are. 3 different types of people in this world, right? The first person are the people that think that they're business people. That's really what it comes down to. They think that they're business people, but they're moving based off of what everybody else is doing, which means that they're just moving based off of a trend, right? And so they all going left, and then if they start selling Crocs over there, then they all gonna sell Crocs. You know what I see popping up on a regular basis every day? Shoe stores. Yep, I see shoe stores, new shoe stores. Everybody is a reseller all of a sudden, which just basically means that they're going to saturate the market because most people don't know what they're doing and why they're able to do it. I'm starting to see a lot of resale shoe stores, but just because everybody is doing it does not mean that it's the move to make. So what I do is completely different when it comes to the sneaker game, right? My strategy has nothing to do and never had anything to do with what everybody else is doing. Now, I'm not going to tell you what my strategy is, because you're going to have to join the Patreon and be a part of the Bag Chasers in order to get access to those level of conversations. Making sure that you tap in, because everything that you do is sales related. People do things because they like you, not necessarily because you got the best product. Overcome an objection. Make sure you get to the gatekeeper. All of these different lessons is the lessons that we teach in the Patreon. And if you need to kick it with me personally and tap in and make sure you get a personal phone call, you know how to do that also. You can either go to my website, AntonDaniels.com, and tap in there, or you can just email me at AntonDaniels413@gmail.com and we're going to get you popping. But second person in the world is the consumer. You got the person that think that they're the salesperson, right? They're the business person. They just pretending, right? And then you got the consumer. The consumer, they go with the ebbs and the flows of whatever is happening. They just want to be like everybody else, right? The consumer don't know what they're doing. The consumer is the one that's affected most by inflation. The consumer is the person that's they're the person that's going to be impacted the most by the recession. Please forgive me for laughing, but I find it absolutely funny that most people don't even know where they fall in the category, and they think that they know. Most people are going to say, yeah, I'm the business person. Well, and then you got the bank. You got the banker, right? And the banker is the one that nobody is really understanding, because the banker understands that he gonna get it on the consumer side and he gonna get it on the business side, because the business person think that they really is moving. The consumer don't have a clue, but the banker is the person that makes all of the money, because they are capitalizing off of the fact that the banker is selling, or the seller, right? The business person is selling to the consumer, and he getting it all the way across the board, because not only is he getting it by selling the product to the person that's selling it to the consumer, but he also making money off the interest, because his money making money on top of money, and he the only person that's beating the rate of inflation. See, the business person, let me break this down to you. The business person is really just a worker. They don't look at things from a business perspective. So what happens is they don't know that they're just creating another job for themselves, and that the consumer is actually their boss, because the consumer is now the man that they thought that they was getting away from because they're dictating whether or not they're going to be successful or not, right? But again, the banker is just moving behind the scenes, and they're going to get money no matter what. Their business is not reliant off of whether or not people like them or not. Their business is not reliant off of, if they go to work every day. Their business is largely based off of their business acumen. It's their ability to look at things from a sales perspective, to understand people, right? Knowledge means nothing without the wisdom to know how to use it. All of the people that's the business people, they're the ones that's rocking with the knowledge. That's the reality. The consumer, again, they have no clue. They're just out here spending money and they have no clue on what's going to happen. The ebbs and flows of the economy is going to affect them. The business people is at least smart enough to understand economic policy and who to vote for. They start to become a little bit more informed, but it's the banker. You want to be the banker. And the banker is the person that controls the money, right? They're the one that fund things. They're a lender. I remember when I used to plan my life, and one of the things that I had as an objective to make sure that I became successful is one of the things on my bucket list was I wanted to be a lender. I've always had that on my bucket list. Become the lender, become the person that fund the businesses, but you only get there after you truly understand what it means to be a business person and then how to interact with the consumers. I hope y'all really taking this in, because it's a lot of deep insight that goes into this. And obviously we can slice this much deeper, based off of where this sun is beaming, ain't it? We can slice this much deeper based off of whether or not you're a bag chaser or not. But let's be clear. Everybody is going to play a role, because all of it is necessary in order for society to function effectively. The question that you're going to have to ask yourself is, which role do you want to play? Because everybody is going to play a role. It's going to be a whole lot of consumers. It's going to be a little bit of business people, especially the ones that think that they're doing something. And then it's going to be a lot of consumers that fund the banker and the business people that also fund the banker. Those are the ones that you really, really want to be. You want to be the banker. You don't want to be, listen, as awesome as the basketball players that make a lot of money and all of that and get to the bag, you don't want to be, LeBron James. You can, but it's less likely for you to be successful. It's much easier for you to be Dan Gilbert. And he's the banker. All right? I love you guys. I appreciate you. Hopefully you find value in this video. Anton has to go out and take care of some business before me and Q live stream tonight. But I've been getting a lot more sleep. Ooh, you see that sun? Beaming, shining on your boy, because God love us. All right, again, make sure you join the Patreon. The link is in the description. I look like a white man. Make sure you join the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. And then Anton Daniels 413@gmail.com if you want to get in touch with me, if you want to have a private conversation. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm gonna talk to you later. Be the banker. At least aspire to be the banker. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ.